Parentification refers to a child or a minor or a teenager taking the role of a parent in their family.
At about 7, my parents were involving me in their marriage issues and were telling me things I definitely wasn't old enough to process.
This dynamic can occur emotionally, where the kid is forced to provide support or care for their parents or siblings, or where the child takes responsibility as managing household tasks like washing dishes, taking care of the kids, and babysitting, right? And all those chores that an adult is the one that should be doing. Worrying about money, worrying about bills, maybe paying some of the bills, right? This could be for various reasons. It could be parental absence. Maybe a parent is ill, right? Maybe they're disabled or unemotional, unavailable. Well, it can lead the kid to be a more independent kid. And, you often hear like you're mature for your age or you have an old soul. It may also lead to more emotional, difficult challenges as they growing up, leading them to be people pleasers, not being able to say no. This is a role reversal, where the kid is taking care of their parents, basically, in one way or another.
Paternal roles in our household, including helping with raising my little brother and just like stuff around the house that a dad would do.
All these adult responsibilities that the kids are assuming are adult caregivers' responsibilities. And that's why it's a role reversal, because the kid is turning into the parents, basically. Placing such burdens on a child or a teenager is child abuse. Going from being your mother's confidant to offering her a shoulder to cry on and dealing with all that difficulty, those emotions from a grown-ass adult, is that something that a child shouldn't have to be dealing with at all? Because why are you telling your child, I don't want to burden your dad with this, but I'm telling you this. You, a kid. I'm telling you about how I feel because your dad worked all day and I don't want to burden him with all my troubles and all my emotions, but I am burdening you, a kid. Make that make sense. You're my best friend. You're my best friend. What do you mean? That's not your best friend. That's your kid. She shouldn't be your best friend. You shouldn't be mixing being a best friend to your child and being a parent. That don't happen. They shouldn't be mixed. That really doesn't happen. You're either a best friend or a parent. You can't be both. So a lot of these people, a lot of these parents, they force their kids to listen to their problems and to take on burdens that it's really not their responsibility. And some of these kids, they being forced to have this physical responsibilities as well as emotional responsibilities towards their parents because you're the oldest one. You can help out, which it just is taking away their freedom. Being forced to give them your paycheck money because you work now. You can now help out in the house. Like, what do you mean that's your responsibility? That's not your kid's responsibility to be asking you for their paycheck money. And I came from that. My mom would ask me for, I didn't even remember spending any of my paycheck money because I was working, and she said that her tires, they were wasting away, so I needed to pay her not just the gas money, but also the tire money because the tires were wasting away each time she would take me to work. So she would take all my paycheck. I don't remember really just spending all paycheck on me. I don't remember having that money and be like, oh, this is my money. I have this paycheck. It's my money. I work for it. I can buy clothes and whatever it is that I want. I don't remember it. Yes, of course, I'm not saying she didn't give me no money at all. Sometimes, of course she did. But she took my paychecks for anything and asking for exaggerated amount of money. Oh, you need to pay me $300 each week for rent now because you have a job now and you have to grow up, and he can pay that somewhere else. Like, why are you being so exaggerated with the amount that you're asking? And I'm not saying it's bad to ask your kid for some money. You can ask them to pay like maybe the water bill or something, like for them to understand about responsibilities. I think that's really good. But in the end, I feel like forcing your kid to give you all the paycheck because now you can work and you can help out, and I'm a single mom and I need the money. And I understand that when you can't have nothing else and you need your kid to help you, I understand it, but you know what? It's not your kid's fault. It's not your kid's fault that you have to have some help. It's not your kid's fault. They're entitled to their money. They need to be entitled to spend it however they want to without feeling the need to help out in the household and give it all and just work for the household, okay? Because now they become the parents and they're not kids anymore. They're not being kids or teenagers anymore because they have to give out all the money to the household and they cannot even save up for whatever it is that they want or they need because they have to give it all to the household. I don't think that's fair. I think that's just the parents' responsibility, not the kid's responsibility. That's a lot of ways of parentification where you turn your kid into your parent without even realizing it. Most narcissistic parents do this, and they feel entitled to the kid's money or the kid's time, the kid's energy, because it seems like I gave you the life. If you, I raised you. Look what I gave you. I gave you. That's your job. You're the oldest. I raised you. I gave you everything of me. Now you need to give me back. What do you mean you need to give me back? That's your kid. You shouldn't have to be asking for nothing from your kid. You really shouldn't. And they feel entitled to the kid's money and resources and whatever the kid has, whatever his energy and whatever thing he can provide, the parents feel entitled to it. You're grown up now. Now you can just feed the other kids. You can feed your brothers now. That's your responsibility. That's not your oldest kid's responsibility. Mom and dad forces you to grow up so fast that you lose your childhood. That's abuse. It's not about helping occasionally. It's about something that is everyday demanding of 100% of your time, and that's something that is expected now. Parentification becomes a problem when it's a consistent pattern that places an unfair burden on the child. Mostly it happens with parents that are very, very lazy and they just want their kids to do everything for them. They see the kids as helpers. They don't see the kids as what they are. Kids, teenagers. That they should be enjoying their life. I think that what the parents fail to understand is that we are the parent. We are the parents. They are the kids, and even though they have the energy and the time and the money from their job, it does not mean that you are entitled to anything of it. It does not mean that you're actually entitled to their energy and their money and their help. You're not entitled to anything. Yes, you give your kid the life and you help them and you raise them, but that's your responsibility. You decided to have kids. Even if you feel overwhelmed, our trauma is not our kids' trauma to heal. And even if you don't know who you can tell or even if you don't have friends and there's nobody to tell, there's nobody to talk to about your problems, that's not your kid's business. Why are you putting that pressure into making your kid your therapist? You shouldn't be putting that burden on your kid's head. Now they feel the responsibility for them to make you happy and to adjust their emotions, whatever it is that they're feeling, to adjust them and not show them because they have to be the strong one. That is not how it's supposed to be. It's your responsibility to provide care for your kids, whether it's financially, emotionally, and physically, and not the other way around. It's your responsibility. You're the parent. They don't need to be your therapist, your best friend. They don't need to be your husband to help you with the bills. They don't need to be doing none of that. Not your babysitter, not your cleaning, your maid, nothing. They're your kids. Not your helpers. Kids' needs go unmet because they're so busy taking care of your needs. She feels the need to always having to be very strong for everybody because she's the caretaker now. She or he turns to be their caretaker now of the house. Promise me you will take care of your mom and sister when I'm gone. Who will take care of me? If I take care of my mom and my sister, who will be taking care of me? Why you're putting that burden on me? That's what the parents said whenever he was dying. Who will take care of me then? Why do you put that burden on me? To take care of my mom and my sister? What do you mean? You're dying, but it don't make it automatically my responsibility. What are you talking about? Swallowing your emotions and needs for so long and can lead to having a lot of resentment because they didn't enjoy their childhood. We end up feeling used and guilty because if we don't take care of everything that was needed to be taken care of, we feel guilty and we feel like, oh, we didn't do it. We didn't do enough. That's the only reason they love us, because we do things for them. Oh, he's so mature. I wonder why. I wonder why. Sisters call you mom because your mom was barely there, and then the mom gets mad that the sisters are calling you mom. I wonder why. I wonder why my sisters call me mom. Hello, you were not there. And now you get mad that my sisters call me mom. I raised them. Being forced to pay rent when you're 14? What the hell? What the hell's with that? What do you mean you're paying rent when you're 14? Forced to care for the household, hearing your mom complain about your dad, about his new girlfriend, all that, it's parentification. You're turning your kid into your therapist, and that's not something that it should be done. That's child abuse. being forced to take the role of an adult when he is a kid or a teenager. So if you've been through something like that, put it in the comments. I want to hear your stories. And if you are someone that you realize with this video that you're doing something like that to your kids, tell me how you're going to make changes about that situation in the comments. So I'll see you on my next one. Bye.